The topic that we're going to discuss today is mental health. The kind of disease that we will talk today is dissociative identity disorder, or known as DID. So I'm going to tell you a Korean drama that relate to the disease. The title is Kill Me, Heal Me. It was played in 2015. So the guy or the main character of this drama is a guy that have six different personalities. So I'm going to explain to you the three personalities that he had. The main personality of this drama is Cha Do-hyun. He is a warm-hearted person. He is a warm-hearted guy. He loves to help people. He realized that he has D.I.D problem since 11 years ago. During his childhood, he had been abused by his family. So that's why all these kind of personalities develop by themselves. So the second personality that I'm going to talk about is Shin Se-gi. Shin Se-gi is a person, is a Rahman young man with a devil may manner. He appears when Cha Do-hyun was in pain, because Shin Se-gi handles all of Cha Do-hyun's pain. And Shin Se-gi also kind of strong personality because he has all of Cha Do-hyun's memories since childhood. Shin Se-gi might be a violent person, but he does not hurt women or children. So that's why Shin Se-gi sometimes might be a dangerous personality, but sometimes it might be not. The third personality that I'm going to explain to you is Perry Park. Perry Park is a personality that appears as a 40 years old man that loves to fishing and building bombs. So he will appears when Cha Do-hyun remembers the memory that he built with his father's in childhood, because the Perry Park name also came from a boat which he promised to his father that he will buy a boat for his father and he will name it as Perry Park. So that's why Perry Park will appear when Cha Do-hyun remember the sweet memories with his father in his childhood.
Next is Anyona. She is 17 years old teenager. She do whatever she wants. She appears when Cha Do-hyun undergo the great deal of pain or mental stress. Yona is very interesting personality to watch and the most dangerous for Cha Do-hyun, not only because Yona is a girl, but also because she is difficult to control. Another one is An Yeol-suk, the twin brother of Anyona. He represents of Cha Do-hyun's sad personality that contains the feeling of being lonely and isolated. He constantly tries to commit suicide and seems never be satisfied at anything in the world. Lastly is Nana, 7 years old girl. This personality was technically a non-visual personality. Nana was created as way for Do-hyun to regain his memory. Actually, the name of Nana is belong to a doll that this personality carries around. She symbolizes the vulnerable side of Do-hyun. The D.I.D treatment aims to help the person safely express and process their painful memories and develop their trauma. Okay, so how that the main character of this drama, Kill Me, Heal Me, treat his disease, which is Dissociative Identity Disorder, DID. Okay, the first one is Dialectic Behavior Therapy, DBT. DBT is a form of psychotherapy that serves a personality disturbance, which can include the dissociative symptoms that often occur after experience of abuse or trauma. Next is clinical hypnosis. This treatment method used to intense relaxation, concentration, and focus attention to achieve an altered state of consciousness, allowing people to develop their thoughts, feelings, and memories that they might have hidden from the conscious minds. So the best treatment approach depends on the individual and the nature of any identifiable triggers.
So next, let's look at the movie that related to this dissociative identity disorder, or we known as D.I.D. The Split movie in 2016 is about a man who known as Kevin Vanderkram, who abducts and keeps 3 teenage girls in his basement because of he is suffering from this D.I.D with 23 personalities. Kevin is in therapy with Dr. Karen Fletcher, who has identified these 23 personalities that form in Kevin after Kevin was abused by his mother and after his father left on a train and never returned back.
Actually, Kevin have a new 24 personalities that called as the Beast. Kevin create new personalities in themselves because Kevin think the new personalities can protect them, but actually the Beast plan and control Kevin to do bad thing. Based on psychology concept, D.I.D is mental disorder when someone have 2 or more different identities or personalities.
And yeah, that movie is accurately shows how extensive this disorder can get. D.I.D has been attributed to disruption in memory due to trauma, and in this movie's case is exactly because of his mother, Kevin's mother. So back to the story, the 3 teenage girls just now were imprisoned in an underground cells. They will try hard to get out from this place, but at the end they were killed by the beast and only one of them was saved, which is known as Casey.
She is only one person safe because of when the beast want to attack her, he realized something at Chelsea's body have a many scar across her body. The beast consider the Chelsea have problem like him, and he believed that Chelsea also should enjoy their own life. And yes, Chelsea actually have been trauma because of having bad memory as kid with her uncle.
So based on the storyline, we can see that the mental health is just not because of the depression, self-harm, anxiety, and so on. This personality disorder is also one of that. People who with this dissociative identity disorder, or we call it as D.I.D, is actually they try hard to protect themselves from others when they realize the big problem in themselves is just because of one of the characteristics is actually being the weak person just because of the trauma before.
So, what I learned from this movie is what we perceive as weakness maybe can be our strength, but it all depends with ourselves, how we control our mind, because our mind is powerful thing God given in this world.
And then in this split movie, the main character have said toward the end of the movie that we are what we believe we are. I actually agree with this statement because of if you have faith and confidence in yourself and truly believe that you can achieve what you have set out to, and of course you can get what you want.
The broken are the more involved is a quote that stuck in my mind after I watched this movie. To me, this quote suggests two who have pain experience in their life actually better equipped to face the world we live right now. We all have the opportunity to turn our pain and change to the lesson that can help us in the future.
The article states that Dr. Jean-Martin Charcot is a chief physician at Salpêtrière Hospital in Paris. He has discovered new disease called hysteroepilepsy, which is combination of hysteria and epilepsy, which is known as multiple personality disorder, which is MPD. Joseph Babinski, one of his students, felt that Charcot had in fact invented to this disease. Babinski proved that some patients could not convince that they had mental illness. So from this, Babinski and Charcot start to work together to develop treatment program for their patients. Because of Babinski claims, one of their treatment to the patient is procedure isolation. This is to reduce effect that other patient had the symptom of others patient in ward. Based off Babinski and Charcot investigation, this treatment is very effective to the patient that have MCP. Based to Charcot and Babinski investigation, that they found this treatment is very effective to the patient. After isolation, they have another step for treatment, which is counter suggestion. This step was designed to the patient a different self-view that they also include electric shock therapy to the patient. After a long time, Babinski and Charcot later understand who actually had disease because of people who were still exhibiting hysterophilitic symptom well after counter suggestion. This guideline that Charcot and Babinski found when it comes to diagnosis hysteroepilepsy. There are some underlying traits between patients when it comes to those with MPD is most MPD patients have come with similar background trauma where they have some kind of childhood sexual trauma. It thought that the trauma is troubling the individual break of themselves and create another themselves that do not have any problem at all. Finally, Charcot and Babinski come to realization that isolation is the best method and effective method for the patient. Besides isolation, to completely ignore the patient also is the best treatment for them. It is because once this rule is followed, the disease seems to go away by itself. Last word from us is mental
Health is not a destination,
but a process.
It's about how
you drive, not where you are going.